Hi folks, it's Mike Murphy. In today's tutorial, we are going to add a whole bunch of buttons to our custom wiggle panel in After Effects using Cursor AI, the smart code editor. As it stands right now, we have a custom wiggle panel in After Effects that adds a seamlessly looping wiggle expression onto any selected property, which is pretty cool. So first, I'm going to do a quick recap of the Wiggle Panel project to bring you up to speed. Then we're going to open the project in Cursor and add some of my favorite effects as buttons and turn the Wiggle Panel into a mixed media hand-drawn stop motion panel, which is going to be awesome. The Wiggle Panel project started with an introduction to Cursor AI, which is a smart code editor. So in this project, we use Cursor AI to build a custom panel for After Effects. The panel that we built is known as a ScriptUI panel, as you can dock this panel anywhere in your After Effects interface. Believe it or not, this is a beginner-friendly tutorial, so no coding experience is required. I walk you through it step by step in a free 4-part mini course. There is a link in the description. It's on my YouTube channel. There's also a playlist on my YouTube channel just for this project. By the end of the project, you will have built your own custom After Effects panel that has the wiggle button on it, some sliders and inputs for the frequency and the amplitude. After the mini course was over, I created another tutorial showing you how you could reopen the project in Cursor and add additional functionality to your wiggle panel. Today, we're going to town and I'm going to really customize the wiggle panel and get it exactly how I want it. So I'm going to reopen the project in Cursor. I'm going to ask Cursor to add buttons with some of my favorite effects. So just to test the water, I'm going to have it add one button. I'm going to add the Fractal Noise effects. If that works fine, then I'm going to go back into Cursor and get really greedy and ask Cursor to make 11 more buttons with my favorite effects for creating that jiggly wiggly stop motion hand-drawn look in After Effects. And just as an FYI, today I'm going to be moving fairly quickly between Cursor and After Effects, so I'm assuming that you did watch the mini course. If you're feeling lost or you're not sure about how I did anything, definitely follow the link in the description and go watch the mini course. I'm going to open the project in Cursor. So go ahead and open Cursor. I'll click on the Open Project button. If you don't see that, go to the File menu at the top, choose Open Folder, navigate to your project folder, select it, click Open. You'll see it on the left side here, the Explorer bar. Just twirl open the folder that has the code file, or the .jsx file, click that, and you'll see the code in the main editor. I typed up a simple prompt, and then I had ChatGPT make it better. Then I took a screenshot of the wiggle panel, and I just used Photoshop to make this button that says Fractal Noise, just so I could give this to Cursor and tell Cursor what it is that I was looking for. So in the prompt, I'm asking for a separator, so this little line between the wiggle button and the buttons, just to make it look better. Then I want one button with the Fractal Noise effect on it. So when I click the button, it's going to add the Fractal Noise effect onto any selected layer. I'm going to copy the prompt, Command or Control C, jump into Cursor. Command or Control I is going to jump your cursor over to the agent or the chat panel, and then you can just simply type in a prompt. So if you want true vibe code fashion, you can just type in and tell Cursor what it is you want in natural language, or in my case, I'm just going to paste in that prompt, Command or Control V. Then to add the screenshot, if you look next to the Send button, there's a little image icon. That's going to open up Finder or an Explorer so you can navigate on your computer, or you can simply drag and drop anything right into the chat panel. So I'm just going to drag it. Now I can just click the Send button. Cursor is going to look at the code. You can see it's generating. It's going to help me modify. You know it's making changes when you see the code highlighted. Anything in green means that's new code that Cursor is adding to our file. If you see anything in red, that means it's code that Cursor is going to delete. So it says it's done. It made the following changes: added a separator, a line, added a new Fractal Noise button below the separator, added a handler. So it looks good. To accept the file, I'm going to go to the very bottom, click Accept File. That's going to save the changes in the .jsx file in our project folder. Now we need to replace the JSX file that is in After Effects with the new modified JSX file. And a good habit to get into is before you make any changes, just make sure that After Effects is closed. So I'll open the project folder, go into my dev folder. I'm going to select the .jsx file that Cursor just updated. Command or Control C to copy it to your clipboard, and I'm going to paste it in the ScriptUI panels folder in After Effects. And a little refresher in case you forgot where that is. Go into your Applications folder, open up the latest version of After Effects, open up the Scripts folder, and there you'll find the ScriptUI panels. And there's our current wiggle panel, the myaetools.jsx. So I'm just going to paste Command or Control V. Yes, I want to replace. Then you're going to enter in your Mac password. Now we're going to open up After Effects and see if we have a fractal noise added to our wiggle panel. Here goes nothing. I'm going to open up an After Effects project by double-clicking on the .aep file. There's my wiggle panel, and I see a fractal noise button. Pretty cool. If you don't see your wiggle panel, go to the window menu. There you will see it on the list. We're going to right-click. I'm going to go to New Adjustment Layer. With the adjustment layer selected, when I click this button, I should have a fractal noise effect added. Boom. How about that? Go to Effect Controls, and now you can control your fractal noise. I think that's pretty cool. You might be surprised, but I did not test this in advance. I really had no idea if Cursor was going to generate the fractal noise button, and it looks like it nailed it on the first time, which is pretty impressive. I'm going to close After Effects, so go to the File menu, Close. I don't need to save this project. After Effects, Quit. And now I'm going to really put Cursor to the test. In Prompt 2, I'm asking Cursor to add the following effects to my existing panel in 2 columns, alphabetical order, and I'm attaching a screenshot. I did not include the fractal noise since it's already on the panel, but I'm just saying that each button should apply the listed effect to the currently selected layer in After Effects. Now note, these are all native After Effects effects, so it should not be such a big deal to do them all at once. I think it is asking a lot, as you usually don't want to do too much at the same time, but because they're all similar, they're all native effects, I'm hoping that it goes okay. Back in Cursor, if you look at the top right, you might not see the agent or the chat bar. Press Command or Control I, that's going to jump your cursor, and you can see now it's down at the bottom. Now you could clear that if you wanted to by clicking on the plus to create a new chat. I'm just going to keep it and just paste it in on the bottom. Command or Control V. Now I'm going to drag in the screenshot with all of the buttons. Click the send button or just simply tap return. Cursor's generating. Let it do its thing. Might have some work to do here. Remember, we're adding 11 buttons to our panel. Red means it's deleting code. Green means it's adding code. And while it's going through here, you can accept individual lines of code if you really understand code and kind of want to do it by piece. You'll see underneath each block of code there's an accept or reject, so you can do it one by one. But the easy way in most cases is just simply click on the accept file at the bottom. That's going to accept every change. Looks like it added. You can see that it's adding all of the effects. So it's just listing all the effects that it added. So it added 12 effect buttons. Each button has a consistent size. It's listing all of them. Looks promising. I'll click Accept File to accept the changes. Make sure After Effects is closed. Open up the project folder. Open up the dev folder. Select the .jsx file, copy it, Command or Control C. Paste it into the ScriptUI panel in After Effects, Command or Control V. Yes, click to replace. Enter in your Mac password. I'm going to open up an After Effects project by double-clicking on the .aep file. Here we go. Houston, we have a problem. I've got an error message saying unable to execute script at line 119. Fractal noise button is undefined. And the wiggle button is completely blank. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just simply take a screenshot and ask Cursor to fix it. Command Shift 4. I'll tap the spacebar to take a screenshot of just that menu. This is just to make it easier for you to see, as normally you would just do this all right inside a cursor. I'm just going to ask Cursor, can you help me figure out this error message? I took the verbiage from the error message itself, saying I want to make sure that Fractal Noise button is properly defined, because it says it was undefined and doesn't throw an error, and to load the additional buttons on the panel. And I'm always polite to the AI chatbots, so I'll say thank you at the end. Copy, Command or Control C. Jump into Cursor, Command or Control I. I'm going to paste, Command or Control V. I'll drag the error message right with that message. Click the Send button, and let's see what Cursor has to say. The error occurs because we're trying to remove Fractal Noise button, but we haven't properly checked its existence. Let me fix the issue and clean up the code. Cursor really is magical. Make some mistakes. You're going to have to go back and forth at times, but just keep going, asking what it is that you want it to do, or if there's error messages, you can talk to it, you can get help from it. Sees the issue. Remember, anything in red, that is Cursor telling you that if you accept the file, anything in red is going to be deleted or removed from the code. Anything in green is any additional code that Cursor is going to add once you accept. Looks like it's mostly removing though, probably found something bad in the code. I fixed the error by removing, so I'll click Accept File. Now we're going to replace and test it again. And remember, make sure that After Effects is closed. You should know the drill by now, but I'm going to open up the project folder, open up the dev folder, copy it, Command or Control C, paste it in the ScriptUI panels folder, Command or Control V. Yes, I want to replace. Enter in your Mac password. I'm going to open up my After Effects project. Your guess is as good as mine. I see a wiggle panel and I see a bunch of buttons. We are in business. To redock a panel in After Effects, the easiest way is just click on the panel name. Wherever you see blue, that's a drop zone, and then just drop it. Now I don't know if all the buttons work yet, but it looks amazing. It's exactly the way that I wanted it. It also added a little hover effect when you hover your cursor over the buttons. I didn't even ask for that. It's in alphabetical order the way that I wanted it. It's got the separator between wiggle and the buttons. Now it did revert the wiggle back to the original wiggle, which is fine. I could always just go back and have it updated. But so far, so good. This looks incredible. Let's test it out. I'll right click, New, Adjustment Layer, select the adjustment layer, click on CC Vignette. It should add a vignette on my composition, and boom. This is incredible. A good keyboard shortcut to know in After Effects, if you hover your cursor over any panel and tap on the tilde or the grave key in the top left corner of your keyboard, that'll expand that panel into full screen mode. So now we can see our wiggle panel. Well, I'm going to have to rename it because it is much more than a wiggle panel now. Tap the grave or tilde key again to go back. Now I have my own custom panel with all of my favorite effects that I use over and over again, saving me time from going to the effects panel. I'm a tech nerd, but I think this is pretty cool. I hope you do too. Again, this is all done without writing one single line of code. We'll test one more thing out. If you have nothing selected and click on a button, it should generate an error message. I'll click on Venetian Blinds. Sure enough, you must select at least one layer. I think everything's working. We are in business. We had one error message, otherwise Cursor totally nailed it. Because I am so excited about my new awesome panel, let's end this tutorial on a good After Effects animation tip. And I'll get to put the new panel to use. So the CC Vignette effect, this is a great finishing touch along with grain. If you're doing a lot of stop motion, hand-drawn look, it gives it a nice vintagey look. But to take it up a notch, you can animate the amount property of the CC Vignette by adding a wiggle, and it just gives it a little bit of movement. So I'll double click on CC Vignette. That's going to open it up down in the Layers panel. I'm going to select the amount. You can change the frequency, amount, and the amplitude. I'm going to crank it up just so you can see it. So I'll put 550, click wiggle. That's going to add the wiggle expression because our panel is that good. And now you can see we've got a little flicker around the edges. To make changes to your wiggle, well, you can select the layer and tap the letter E 2 times, EE, to reveal all expressions. There. Now you can just change the wiggle amount, or you can use your new panel. I'll select the amount. Change the values. Maybe I want to bring it down to 25. As long as you have a property selected, click the wiggle button. You can see it adjusts the wiggle expression. I'm happy. Well, I hope your mind was blown like mine, and it's racing with excitement because you're thinking about all the cool things you could do with a panel like this, all the cool buttons and effects and presets that you could add to your own custom panel and make it fit exactly the way that you work in After Effects. This marks the official end of the build part of this project, and for those of you who have made it this far, a big thank you and congratulations on a job well done. But there is one more cool step to this project which I'm going to share in the next video, and that is how you can take your new custom panel that you built yourself by simply typing in text prompts on Cursor, and I'm going to show you how you can package it up, turn it into a digital product, then you can upload it to a marketplace such as Gumroad and actually sell it to help grow your creative business. Now, if you're a content creator, solopreneur, you're running your own thing online, and if you're like me and you kind of stink at business, you're not good at selling things, making money, that is exactly why I'm creating this project, and projects like this is to show you or give you permission to actually go out, build things, get a good idea, make it, and then I'm going to show you how you can bundle it up, upload it, and sell it, and maybe make some money in your creative business so you can keep doing what you love. There are links in the description to the full mini course and to the playlist if you want to watch the previous videos. There's also a link in the description to my newsletter called AI Unplugged. I would love for you to subscribe to my newsletter. I hope you got a lot out of this build and this project. I thank you for joining me today. My name is Mike Murphy. Cheers.